Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us again. Episode 130, I believe, 5.
One whole hand.
We'll pause for a minute.
Yeah.
I'll put the episode live now. I'll put 134 live, or 134,
134, yeah.
Put that live now before we forget.
Yeah, we'll do it live on the show.
I mean, fuck it. You're rolling on through with us.
We're doing it live.
Yeah, we're keeping things realistic. You can cut out when I film the story to put it on now, because I don't want that being in the episode. Because that is gay.
Yeah.
I think you've got to be like, oh! It's out, click the link. Hate that bit. Hate needing to do it. But it has got to be done. Anybody who's ever fucking tried to promote anything on Instagram will understand. Promoting anything on social media is one of the least enjoyable things you can do.
Yeah, whores have more self-respect than anyone promoting anything on social media.
It's genuinely, like, I mean, that's what everything is, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everything
now is like...
Comedians are like, I only see my friends when I talk to them on a podcast.
Oh, mate, it's...
Monetize it.
There's so many times, not since I've started doing comedy, and there's someone who, like, I'm like, me and that guy, good friends, but then it's like, you don't see them outside of a gig or a podcast. It's like, I actually know nothing about them.
Yeah. Well, then you see the guy who's good friends with everybody, and you're like, how are you good friends with everyone? Is it a strategy to get ahead in this comedy game?
I think it could be a good one, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, don't be a dickhead.
Because it's like there's people whose strategy is, I'm just going to be an obnoxious dickhead and just hope that I'm in the room with the right person who goes, he's got it.
Oh, man. Sometimes in comedy, you'll be like, I've had it so many times. You ever had this where you're talking to someone, like literally like you and me were talking at a bar, having a chat, and then someone big sort of walks in.
And they walk away.
Mid-sentence, you'll see their eyes like...
Yeah. It's horrible, lad.
You're like, mate,
it's horrible.
I was telling you about my rape.
Yeah. And like, to be honest, it wasn't my best one. It could have lasted a little bit longer.
Lucky number 7, not so lucky.
No, honestly, I remember a couple of years ago when I first went to the Fringe for a few days, I was with Kyle, and we went into like...
Kyle, legacy friend of the show.
We went into... Oh, he's going to be coming on soon as well. We do it's like a tradition on the show that
before he goes to America and gets arrested in an ice camp.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like before he goes away, because it's usually Australia, but this time he's going to Austin, Texas.
Awesome.
It's like a tradition that every time before he goes away, we get him on, and then when he comes back, we recap the trip with him. So he's going to be coming on soon before he goes back to Austin, Texas.
Texas.
But yeah, I was in Edinburgh with him a couple of years ago, and... because he runs a few shows there, we managed to get into like an artist's bar. And I was thinking like, this is going to be sick. Like, I was like, I'd been doing comedy like 2 years. And I was like, an artist's bar, you say? I was like, I'm about to go with.
I'm something of an artist.
It's like, I am an artist. I was thinking,
I've been called autistic.
Yeah. I'm like, thinking about it. Maybe I am an artist. And then like, we went in and it was sick. Like there was a little group of us all just sitting chatting. And then, we'd had an edible.
Important part of a story.
Yeah, no, but you know when you ever like have an edible and then you go to like a pub or a bar or something, and instead of like getting involved and being like, you sort of just examine the room a little bit, and it was like,
I should drink less.
Yeah. You examine the room like, am I gonna be sick? But I was like just watching people, and as soon as either a headliner come in, or there was a guy who might have been a producer for TV, or someone who might be a writer, you'd see like big portions of the room
just migrate over.
It was like a little tiny Pokemon Go. That's what it was. It was like, oh, a rare producer's just popped up near the toilets. Maybe he's got cocaine. And then there'd be like a flock of 12 people, and then you'd be like, whoever the biggest name at the time was in the bar.
Yeah.
They had just dot from that to that, and they wouldn't get involved. It was like that person to be having a conversation with, like their friend.
Yeah.
And then they'd have like an audience of like 12 people, hoping that they say a little witty quip that makes them laugh, and then it gets them in. It was a horrible place to be.
I used to sometimes, like there was a comedian who called me out for that once, where I was doing that embarrassing thing where he would tell a joke and I'd be like, and he'd be like, do you even know what I'm talking about? I'd be like, no. But you need that. You do like, if every open micer, it's sort of like, when they step a bit out of line in a cringy way, was just sort of smacked on the wrist.
Yeah.
It might like help in the long term. Like I did cringy stuff early on in comedy, but was lucky enough to be told in a nice way, like, mate, that's not how we talk. Like I remember the first time I did a show, like it was just a new material night essentially, and they had a really good headliner. This guy in Vancouver named Dino Archie. And I was the guy on before him. So I remember posting everywhere, like, I opened for Dino Archie. Oh my God, it was such a huge moment. And someone was like, hey, mate, like,
no, you didn't.
You didn't. You didn't open for him. But I was so happy because he could have easily commented that or, like, you know, being a dick about it.
He at least took a minute to be like, I'm just letting you know, you look like a twat, by the way.
You are a moron.
Yeah, you are so gay.
Kill
that
yourself.
now.
Yeah.
It's just.
I did, though. I was like, oh, no.
No, you do, though. You see it all over the place in comedy where it's like, even at like levels where it's not even worth doing.
Yeah.
Like where it's at like an open mic where everybody there's an open micer, me included. and it's like, there's people and they're like, oh, well, he's got 2,000 followers than that guy I've just been talking to. So now I'm going to go and speak to that guy. And it's like, don't do that.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's nearly as bad as the person who's always at the open mic, who's just like, obviously you laugh along to be supportive and you enjoy each other's set, but there's always one who's like at the back and has to let you know he's the guy laughing.
Oh, dude.
The worst man at the open mic.
The cancer laugh that like and you can't even like, let's say you had a good clip, you can't even post it because this obnoxious asshole is just like fake laughing.
They're only doing it so that afterwards they speak to you.
Yeah.
So then they come over and they're like, oh, by the way, I was the guy laughing at your set, by the way, good shit, man. And it's like, go away, lads.
Yeah.
Go away, because we know neither of us like each other.
You should quiz them on the joke. Be like, then what was
like, yeah, you know, like you see the videos, people getting done for like stolen valor. They're like, when did you serve? Which bit of the joke was your favourite? How many tours did you do with the joke?
Yeah. Name every punchline.
Name all of my material. Go. It's I hate it, lad.
Yeah.
I like open mics a lot of the time because like they are just fun.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is nice to
seeing
do.
unhingedness in its like primal form is just like an open micer who's just found it. And then it's like, wow, they've gotten to the point where they're going to do comedy.
But, yeah.
And now I get to see a fully unhinged like person just perform.
My favorite moment in open mics is it is literally that. It's the like, you know, the way sometimes you say, like, you think of, you're like, I could be just walking around in public and walk past an absolute freak. Like an almost dangerous freak.
Yeah.
And I have no idea. You meet them all at the open mics. Because there's some people, and it's like, you think, how did you, like, you only see them at open mics. You don't see them anywhere else in the world. And it's like, how and why are you here? And what was it? What was the final thing that made you go, I'm hitting the open mic?
Well, dude, it's that last step before death. It's like, I was thinking about hanging myself, but then I found an open mic.
Yeah, but then I seen a reel on Instagram that was uplifting and motivating. So now I'm getting out my comfort zone and doing 5 at a basement.
I remember, like, back in Vancouver, there was this thing where it's like, women, there's less female comics because they feel...
No, that is good. There's too many.
It's the right direction.
Yeah, keep it going that way.
But the idea was that they were uncomfortable at open mics. And I was like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable at open mics. It's crazy.
So are we.
Yeah,
nobody likes this.
Yeah. That's why I drink 8 pints every time I do an open mic.
Just to get through it.
Yeah.
Just to be able to go, oh, thank fuck, I at least got on stage for 5.
Yeah, no
like
kidding.
Last week, for example, was a nice week for me. There was a good balance to the week because I'd done 3 gigs and recorded a podcast. That's a productive week for me. I did 2 open mics. They were open mics.
Yeah.
The kickflip one was really good. The other one that I did was like an open mic. It was like, we're all here, like little bugs in the room.
Just hiding away from the light.
Yeah, and like nobody's really there to watch anybody but themselves.
That's why the light at a comedy show for non-comics is when you have a minute to get off.
Yeah,
that's why it burns our skin. Like we're cockroaches. Like,
I think now I hate myself for another 4 days till I'm next on stage. It's horrible. But it's like, and then I did Tony Carroll and Friends and recorded the podcast, and that was a nice mix.
Yeah.
Because it was like, one was just that you standard open mic. There was the kickflip one, which was as usual sick. And then we recorded. I was on at the comedy club, so I was like, that was a nice week. There was a nice mix of different things there. But it's like, it's when you do, like, you know, when you have those times where it's like 4 weeks straight of just the worst open mics you can find, man. And it's like you go into work in the morning like, I've got to go there tonight because I have a dream.
Dude, I can't imagine doing my first, like, let's say 5-6 years of comedy dead sober. Because my open mic experience was always just, like, getting drunk, hanging out with friends. I would write, I would try really hard. But if I had to do all of those, especially the ones I run where it's like I'm there for 4 hours a night just watching all these sets I've seen before.
There's no way to do that sober.
It's really tough.
I don't think there's anyone who's ever done that, who's done it and just been like, you know what, I'll just hold it. I'm raw dogging it. It's like, because then the thing is, I find when I'm at an open mic, if I'm not even just like a tiny bit high, or I've had like 2 or 3 pints, so I'm not by any means drunk, but it's like I'm like,
well, because then it does you feel dumb in your head too, because you're like, hey, I'm not here for any of that alcohol shit. I'm just here to tell dick jokes.
Yeah, I'm just here to be the funny guy in the room. It's like, well, you're weird. Yeah, I'm gay.
Why are you wearing a suit?
That's the funniest shit. I remember when I first, like, I never went as far as the suit, but it was like.
Did you ever have an onstage gimmick like?
No, do you know what? That's one thing I can say I didn't do. That's one thing I never did, because I was always like. But I didn't do it in like a cool, casual way. I intentionally avoided it because I was like, I think the best comedy is when the comedian's just being real. So I was like, I'm just gonna wear like
that's gay in its own way.
Yeah, exactly. It's not quite as gay as like shirt and tie, but it's like, but now you think you're cool, so that's gay.
Yeah.
I was just like, you know, smart casual jacket. It could be mistaken for a nice dinner jacket, but it could also be down the pub with the lads, pair of jeans, pair of trainees. Because
I love our gaydar is more than just if you're gay or not. It's like behavior. That is actually gay.
Like, it's actually gayer than being gay.
Yeah.
Like, you could come in with a man.
Yeah.
But the fact you're trying to be cool, that's another thing. I said this the other week. It might have even been on last week's record. It might have been the week before. It's all a blur. Better blast. But it's like, it's when you see people and, like, you know, when you see them at like open mic, like if you're a headliner and maybe you've done a couple of little spots at theaters and stuff, and it's like, then maybe you're not trying to be cool, you just are cool.
Yeah.
It's like you've got a good lifestyle.
Most coolness, like the true coolness, is effortless. Right?
Yeah. But it's when you see people and it's like you see it from top to bottom at open mics in comedy clubs, professional comedians, and it's like there's a difference between when someone is just sick. Someone's a cool guy to be around, and then you can visibly see someone being like, "Nah, I'm cool," and these all think it too.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked. That's like, I've said this before with comedy. There's so many sociopaths in plain sight.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then sometimes you'll be like, "Well, I know he's a sociopath. He's never been a sociopath to me."
Yeah,
so
and he
I'm
has
not
just
gonna...
offered me a middle 15 spot at his gig, so I like him.
Yeah, it's funny, dude. When it was like everyone. Like, when it came out, all these comics were like sex pests and stuff, and then people would be like, how does this happen in comedy? And then those same people are like, well, this obvious sex pest just offered me 10 minutes unpaid. And it's like, well, you're how it's happened.
He's one of the cool sex pests, though. He's a sex pest, but he's never pested me sexually, so I'll do the 15 spot. He's going to give me 50 quid. He's a great guy.
Yeah, that shit will drive you crazy, man.
I've done gigs with some people who I believe to be genuinely dangerous. Because they've said, I'll give you 50 quid. And I'm like, I've always liked him. I've always said he's a sick man, actually.
Yeah. Well, dude, there is that like level where, like, recently, a month ago or whatever, when all those comedians did the Riyadh Comedy Festival and they were coming under fire and shit. And it's like, man, if they were like, hey, we'll cover your flight, hotel, and give you £500, I'd be like, where do I sign?
I'd have been there with the full, I'd have had the robe on. I've fully converted to Islam. You gave me $3,000 and I've got some clips for Instagram. So I have now converted to Islam and I live in the Middle East. Listen, lad, I hated that. I really did hate it because you
what part?
I don't know, lad. Maybe I'm poor enough to be able to drop me models to do the Riyadh Comedy Festival, but I'm sure the lowest paid person there was like 100k.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm the lowest paid guy there,
that's an insane.
And they're like, it's $100,000. Let's say after the conversion rate and tax, I take home 60.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
Totally.
And I'm not only, because it was apparently in the contract, wasn't it, that you're not allowed to make any bad comments about like the royals there and the
Yeah. I think that might have been the only stipulation, is you can't specifically attack the government and the royals or whatever.
But imagine this any other way, right? Imagine any other gig promoter. It was like, look, I'm looking on putting this big show on. I'm trying to do a comedy festival. We've got like a few venues in and around like Liverpool and Manchester in the Northwest. It's going to run for a week. There's so many acts on.
Yeah.
We're going to pay you after tax and conversion £60,000. Do us a favour. Don't make any jokes about me and the boys.
Yeah.
You go, what?
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't planning on it. I love you.
Yeah. I bow to thee. It's insane. And then you're getting comedians like, what a prick Bill Burr is. And it's like, they're paying him $1 million. It's £1 million.
Yeah, it is weird. 'Cause to me, like, the big flex would be like, look, we're so rich. We're trillionaires. I don't even care if you make fun of me.
Yeah.
Like, but I wish they were like, the Saudi royals were cool about it. You know what I mean?
But think about that, though.
What?
I wish those Middle Eastern royalty, the Middle Eastern royal family, I wish they were a bit more light-hearted. They're not going to be. They've got slaves.
Of course, yeah.
They've got them now.
Yeah. Well, and that would be the worst thing of like, look, I'm going to pay this guy millions to come over, and then he's going to mock me and my country.
I get what you're saying, though. That would also be like a cooler thing, though.
Yeah, of course.
It's like we don't even care about the money. We just want to chill with Bill Burr. So what if he takes the piss out of us? But then it's like,
it's
oh
like
no.
what Kim Jong-il does, like inviting basketball people.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh no, the comedian who's maybe a headliner in the UK is pissed off at us for doing it. So we're going to pull the plug on the whole thing.
But then at the same time, it's like, okay, if I was doing the comedy tent at Glastonbury and I was like, hey, the UK government's doing this ID shit, and on top of it, like, I support Palestine and shit, the BBC would pull me for that, and they're not paying me half as much, you know? It's like, it's not like just a Middle East thing as well, you know?
And like, realistically as well, obviously, this is probably where the difference in opinion comes from, because as somebody who would love to be able to not have to worry about money for like 2 or 3 years and just only gig and just chill, do me thing, gig as many days of the week as I can, I'm sitting there going, I would happily take that money.
Well, and that is the difference too, to be fair, because like immediately someone on Earth comments about Bill Burr talking about Beyonce taking the blood money and all this shit and stuff. So I think a lot of people get mad when it's like, it's the hypocrisy of it.
Yeah.
More than anything, where it's like, okay, you already are a millionaire.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I would take the money for sure. I would like stomp dogs on my way to the airport just to fucking have a sniff of half of that money.
Do you know what? Just for the ticket to the event, just to see Bill Burr live, I'd be like, is anybody else getting sick of Palestine?
But that's because I have no money.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like I feel like when the broker you are, the less morally. Do I want this on camera?
No, but that is the sort of, that is where like, if I was a comedian who's even earning like 60 grand a year, I'm not exactly famous, but I'm like a good level pro comic. I'm earning a good living. I've got my own apartment. I'm chilling. I don't worry about money. I'm doing comedy. Then I could probably be like, well, actually, my life probably isn't going to change that much over like 100 grand. I'm not going to be able to like go and buy a mansion. I maybe can get like a nice car, but I'm still going to be living here. And my day to day is going to be the same. Then I'd be like, would I?
Well, it's almost like even if you want to look at it cynically, like leverage your fan base. Like, okay, look, it's $1.5 million, whatever. I'm making this money, but this giant chunk of my fan base is going to lose all respect for me.
And then I'm going to lose money in 10 years. I might have 100 grand now, but in 3 years when that's gone, then what?
Yeah. But now when I tour, I have to skip these like blue states because they all hate me now type of whatever.
Like personally, where I am right now, I mean, not that I was even getting the invite. I'm saying this like I'm like deliberating going. It's like, oh, well, leave off with me. Like
I say I would never go until they offer. And I've had a change of heart.
I will slate them until I'm blue in the face. But if they're like 100 grand for half an hour on stage, we don't even care if you're good. Just don't say we're dicks. I'd be like, okay. Is there any nations you want me to insult directly? I'll do it. I'll incite war on stage if you're cool with me being there.
Yeah, exactly. If you're paying me to be there. But it's funny. So like, it just depends the level you're at, right? Like I did a gig just 2 weeks ago, And I'm not gonna talk too much about it because comedians are fucking slimeballs. They'll just put it together.
Yeah.
You know, but the gig was in front of 7 people.
Is this the one you told me about before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was on the day asked, can you open the show? It's at this place. We'll pay you £100 to do it. I was like, it's a Monday. Oh my God, this is great. £100 on a Monday.
Yeah, sick.
Show up there. There's 7 audience members. So immediately I'm like, well, the restaurant is losing its ass on this.
Just on me.
Yeah, just on me alone.
Yeah,
They're not getting covered unless these people are all alcoholics.
Yeah.
And then, did the performance. And as I was leaving, I saw the headliner show up, and he's much more established. And you could tell he likely getting paid more than me.
Yeah.
Still on the same day, whatever. It's probably a steal.
Yeah.
He was bummed out just based on what it was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I sort of get that because like you'd like to think like, okay, I'm this far into, I've been doing it this long. I thought it'd be above doing it in front of 6 people in some pub for, it was literally like single digit people.
But do you know what though? As much as I agree with it as well, it's them ones where it's like, I feel like no matter how far, obviously if you're doing like theatres and arenas on tour, you're probably going to turn down the 6 audience member gigs.
Yeah.
But if I was like a steady headliner or opener in clubs, I could still make space for those because it's like, it's almost a bit of a throwback. It's like, remember these?
Well, dude, I've always thought of it as like, yeah, for one, just money to do this is crazy.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's also like a cool party trick when I'm like no one in this room knows me.
Yeah.
But it's a big pub.
Yeah.
Everyone's drunk, and I'm gonna make them laugh for a bit. Like when you can crush in front of 20 people, it's like, check this out.
And like, do you know what as well? Like what I love about comedy is like, and I'm not saying that trying to speak like I'm like crazy experienced with it. Like it's just what I enjoy about it. I know where I'm at with it, but I know what I like about it, and it's like personally for me, I'm never happier than when I'm just laughing my head off.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it's about. If I'm just, whether I'm with the boys, whether I'm on my own, whatever it is, if I'm just laughing at
just
something.
on your own.
It's the best feeling when you're just laughing at something. So it's like, if I can make other people just laugh, doesn't matter what they've got going on. 15 minutes, if I can just make them laugh, they're having a nice time. You know the feeling you're giving them.
Yeah.
And if there's a way I can even earn a little sprinkling of money from it, that's a bonus.
Well, dude, you're describing how comedians come to be because it's like the 15 minutes is the most intoxicating drug of all. Oh, so you'll get like you'll get fucked up like to ramp yourself up to do it.
Yeah.
And then you'll get off and the adrenaline's so high that you're like, I gotta get more fucked up or whatever. And your life's like a wreck and you're out of money, but you're like, for those 15 minutes,
time.
But it's also like a thing of ego and pride where you're like, for those 15 minutes though, I'm the fucking man or whatever.
Yeah, it is. You know what? Yeah, it is because it's like the 5 minutes. They can be unbelievable or they can be incredibly painful.
Yeah.
And then
either way, I'm drinking.
Yeah, either way, I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
But then it's like you get to those 10 minutes and then you're like, this is better. I can relax a little bit, but I've still got to be wary. It's 10 minutes, and then you start doing like 15-minute sets. You get the odd 20. And it's that when you've got that amount of time where you can do your shit, you know your shit off by heart, but you can also relax in the time you've got, and you can feel that's you hit the nail on the head. It's the most intoxicating thing because there's no drug, psychedelic, narcotic, or otherwise that matches that feeling.
Yeah.
For me anyway, lad, it's the
totally.
It's the most fun I can have is that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, that's why you chase it. That's why it's like, man, you can make a living at that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
If there's even like I would, and I've said this before, I may have even said it on previous episodes of the podcast. If I could even just earn minimum wage and do that for the rest of my life, I am the happiest man on earth. Like,
totally.
It's the most fun you can have.
Yeah.
But then
even when it's not.
It's such a
like last night was such a great example of like, so I was at the Salford University gig, man. So it's one of these gigs where it's like it looks like either way it would be chaos because it's in a massive fucking bar and it's one edge. I'm like, oh, the comedy show's at the far end of the bar, so it's like sort of you can sort of see it in the one section. Yeah. But everyone on this side of the bar is watching the football game. That's on. So I'm just like,
and they don't want you there.
Yeah. But no, but to be fair, the people that were there for comedy were there for comedy. Apparently, they're there at every show. They were a good attentive audience. You could tell a few of them wanted to do comedy. Yeah. At some point, and
don't.
And so the microphone, just don't though. But so the microphone was just not working. It sounded like it was underwater. It was just like
you were in the next room.
Yeah. It was just not a working microphone. And he's like, we're going to fiddle with it for a bit. Hopefully in 10 minutes we'll bring it back. I'm like, surely we're in a university. There's got to be another microphone.
Yeah, somewhere.
Or even another room. We could just go in, like a smaller room that I could just talk without a microphone, or just some sort of fucking solution.
Yeah, just anything.
To using a non-working microphone in a room.
Just something.
This busy.
Because then I find, if I'm in a situation like that, I'm like, right, do I just abandon the microphone altogether, but then feel uncomfortable because now I've got two hands and not one, and it's either know what to do with the other one, or do we just hold the mic as a prop?
Well, it's funny because in the good old days of never making money on comedy, I would have been like, oh, well, I'm just not performing. Like, this is not worth my time.
Yeah, I'm going to
go. Shouldn't have come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because...
I hate you now.
Because it's like paid, I'm like, well, I now have to fulfill
some
sort of obligation. Yeah. And I'm like, if you're being paid for 20 minutes, you can get away with 15.
Yeah.
I'm just going to fucking go through this.
If the circumstances are bad, you can chop a little 5 off.
It was so rough, man. And I'm just using every hacky premise, like every sort of like, so what do? Do you remember your first drink? I literally asked a fucking university student if they remember their first drink.
Yeah. It's fucking...
It was the worst.
University gigs are always like, they're always a risk because there's only 2 ways that's going to go. You've either got a crowd of students who just want to come out and have a laugh and the made-up comedies on, or you've got a crowd of students who are like 19 and they've got that 19-year-old unlimited confidence.
Yeah.
And they think they're hilarious.
Well, I found one of them and I was like, hey, you look like you want to do comedy. This guy named Bix. Fucking cool guy.
Can't be a real name, just a cluster of pens.
Well, he was a black guy, so you never know.
It's his real name.
And, but he had like dreadlocks and a mustache, and I'm like, you look like a comedian, man. Yeah. I'm like, why don't you get up here for your first ever set? And he did like 3 minutes.
Do it?
Yeah.
Was he good?
As good as you could be with a broken fucking microphone.
Give him that.
But his friends were there for it. And
That's nice.
I'm like, man, you just took 3 minutes of this off me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So yeah, just a brutal night in the office. But it's funny because my girlfriend drove me there, and it was one of those where it's like, oh yeah, this is the unsexy side of the industry.
It's
look at a show that's like it can't even run, but we're running it because there's money involved.
There's certain gigs that you could take a girl to. And be like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And then there's other gigs where it's like, I hope nobody I know is here.
Or ever sees this.
Oh, I mean, my mum and dad got me once. I was doing, like, when they used to do the open mic at the Happenin Street Hot Water, they'd have, like, an opening 15 spot. Like, just some, like, you know what I mean? Just one of them.
Yeah.
And it was me. I got asked to do it, and I was made up. And then I told my mum and dad. They had mentioned nothing to me that they were coming.
Right.
And at the time,
the worst.
At the time, my material, like smoking weed, something about shagging a bird, Madeleine McCann, like the Holocaust. I was still in that.
Shagging Madeleine McCann during the Holocaust.
In Auschwitz. It's like, let's try and get one in before they turn the gas on. That's if it actually happened. We'll find out.
I'm a Madeleine McCann denier.
I don't believe she was ever real.
Hologram kid, bro.
The Holocaust, the hologram. The HOLOMCANN.
Dude, that's the name of the episode.
We got there, the HOLOMCANN.
There's no way that'll be blocked.
No. I mean, because it doesn't mean anything outside of this video. But so wait. Oh yeah. So I'm doing this set, and like I've got in. I mean, I got into town a little bit early. I like to, before I do a gig, I like to get there a little bit early. I'll sit down, I might smoke a joint, I might have a pint. I'll get myself settled in the environment. So I was like, right, I'm gonna go around the corner from the club. I'm gonna smoke a joint, and then I'm gonna get in, smokes me joint. And as I'm walking towards the club, you know the way that you used to have like the bar on the front, and there was the booths in the windows at the front. And I'm walking and I'm like, that looks a lot like my family, like my mother and father and brother. So then I've just smoked the joint, bear in mind, I'm also on first, so there's no chance of me going like, maybe I'm just not going. Maybe it's like an hour and then I'm not going to be high anymore. It's like I'm on in 20 minutes, and I'm only getting higher. Just gets there and I was like, oh fuck, well now I can't do half my material because my mother's in the room. And it just threw me off completely. Like
I couldn't even imagine.
Oh mate, like if they'd have told me in advance they were coming, I could have planned around it and planned some material around it. But it was like, I just smoked the joints. I'll take the fall for that. That is probably my bad. Shouldn't have done, because you never know what's going to happen.
You never know if your parents will turn up.
And they did. And it was just like, and then I didn't do most of the material that usually work because I felt like a scumbag talking about like smoking weed and shagging a bit in front of me ma. You know what I mean? It's like now I could invite them to a show because I'd be more comfortable.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't care as much.
But dude, I've just had that with rooms in general where I'm like, oh, they're not going to like what I'm about.
Yeah.
But I'm so new that I need
to do it.
The first few times I was getting booked for 20 minutes, I'm like, if I'm doing 20, it's every joke I've ever written.
Yeah. Some good, most bad.
And no matter what, I need them all. So like, if I'm going to just go through it all, even if they hate it.
Yeah, you haven't got a second to spare with the material either. It's like, if I don't do this joke, I'm doing 4 minutes on stage. It's fucked.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Before we finish up, we're going to wrap up soonish, but we did put on the story about needed some input from people, from viewers.
Yes.
A little story, make it funny. If you've got a mad story, you want us to read it out. We did get a single submission.
This is how easy it is to get featured on the podcast.
If you want to be featured, send us in a story. As long as it's funny, because this is the thing, the rule we're going to go forward with. If it's not funny, we'll go on your Instagram, pick a few pictures, and ridicule you on the episode. You know, like, just because it's like, you've sort of ruined my evening a bit. But we did get a story.
Or we'd like tremendously sad stories as well. If you've had like a really bad personal tragedy.
Yeah, like something which is altered the course of your life that we can mock.
Yes, we'd like
send it in
those stories as well.
Because like there's funny stories like me and the lads had a laugh, but then there's also funny stories like this was the most embarrassing moment that's ever happened to me. We want them more.
Yeah, definitely.
Now you mention it, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Send us them. If you want to be kept anonymous, we'll keep it anonymous.
Of course.
But we still want to hear it. But we did get one. Just while I find it, while I pull it up real quick. It was here. Okay, so the lads, the first line is "Don't name my account."
Yeah, which is fair. Which we won't.
Is fair because I've read it and I wouldn't want.
It's Ben Robinson.
That's why he's not here. We're reading that.
Yeah.
So it says, Jordan. It says, me and the lads were away skiing earlier this year, which in itself is the gayest holiday. It's like,
you and the lads going skiing.
Yeah, it's like, we just all go and be cold and cuddle. Like, and it's also,
is weird.
It's also, to be good at skiing, you've got to be gay.
Yeah. Well, to stay in a cabin with your boys is gay.
I think it's only gay if earlier that day is all skied together.
Why else would you be in a cabin
You're all
with your boys?
tucked up on a ski lift. Like, is anyone cold?
Ski lifts are gay.
They are gay. Yeah. But we'll digress from how gay this guy is. He said him and his mates, they all went skiing earlier this year.
Right.
And they needed to pick me up, which, for anybody who's not aware of that, I found out later in the story, this meant cocaine.
That's what I thought he meant by skiing.
Well,
riding the slopes.
It's an easy mistake to make. But it turns out, even though that's not what he meant by skiing, there was still cocaine.
Imagine skiing on coke. That would be fucking like that.
I think he's done it.
Yeah, that sounds
I think
sick.
this is him.
Not so gay.
So gay. But so him and his mates went skiing earlier in the year. They needed a little pick me up, in brackets, cocaine, because the skiing had knackered them. And it said some big Scottish fella gave us a little vial with cocaine in, and he said we could use some in the toilet as long as we gave him it back. Fair enough.
Nice guy.
Lovely guy. He said, so me and his mate went into the toilet. Sorry, him and his mate went into the toilet. He went first, did his business, and then he started washing his hands in the sink while he's waiting for his mate. He said he'd lined some gear up on the back of his hand, and for some reason, he decided to lower his face to his hand instead of bring his hand to his face. Rookie error.
Is that?
Yeah. It seems like a backwards way of doing things. It's like, imagine eating a meal, and instead of bringing the fork to your mouth, you bring your mouth.
But I just imagine every
eating
time...
like a giraffe.
Whenever it's like on the tray or whatever, you always put the head down to do it. So maybe that's the instinct.
I don't know.
Right.
That's the difference between eating with your hands and eating with cutlery, though. It's like,
Yeah.
have some class.
Yeah, you're not an animal.
Have a little bit of class
All right.
about
Yeah.
you.
So yeah, this guy fucked up.
Yeah, so he lined up some gear on the back of his hand, and then for some reason decided to lower his face to his hand rather than hand to face. He said his mates. He said he was face level with his mate's ass as he was washing his hands. So as I took, in his words, the biggest sniff of my life, his mate did the dirtiest fart, and it went straight to the back of his throat along with the cocaine. He goes on to say, naturally, he projectile vomited all over the sink, all while this big Scottish fella is banging on the door, wondering what the fuck was going on and where they went with his cocaine.
Dude, you know that's a real story, for one.
Because you wouldn't say it if it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not something you'd want people being aware of.
Like, if that was a fake story, I'd be like, oh, so you were skiing and you inhaled a fart.
Yeah.
Like, no one makes
well
that
done,
up.
lad.
Yeah.
And we've all inhaled farts. Sometimes if it's my own, I'll do it on purpose because I like it. If no one else in the room,
that's wild.
Nice.
To throw up. Do you think it's like the actual whatever a fart emits, whatever gas he took in?
But
do
it's
you think
methane,
that
innit?
made him fart or to throw up, or do you think it's just the idea of the whole thing?
Well, I think it's mixed with the cocaine,
Yeah,
which I've heard, if it hits your throat,
it can suck.
anyway, mixed with the smell of shit.
Would it make the coke not work? If you threw up right away, it would still hit though. Surely.
I wouldn't know. I can't say I've been in that situation to tell you,
But like, if you threw up a pill right away, the pill might not hit. But like, if it's through the nose, I
well,
don't know.
yeah. I mean, I think it would still hit, but not in a good way, because it's like, well, now I'm high on cocaine with the distant smell of shit lingering in my nostrils.
Wait a second. So in this story, though, is his mate's just taking a piss as he's going down to take a line?
He said so his mate was washing his hands. So I'm presuming this is like a bathroom with the toilet and the sink all in one room, because it couldn't be a cubicle.
Yeah, it's a disabled toilet here.
And if he's on a ski resort, you've got to assume the toilets are probably quite nice,
Yeah.
quite accommodating. There's spacious. They accommodate for drug use. So his mate probably had the sink washing his hands, and then he just went down for the. And he's sort of, it's like crossfire. He's met it in the. It's like he's dipped into the uppercut, and now it's now it's twice as powerful.
It's like Ben Askren going for the fucking,
he's ducked into it. And it's
Douche.
it's made it. So, I mean, it's funny.
Yeah.
At the time, it's horrible. I've done it before in a bar. I've threw up on one of my friends because we went to this little bar. It was like a craft ale bar, so it was like you couldn't just go and get a pint.
Yeah.
It was like, oh well, the most normal pint they had was like I don't know. It was
Like a saison.
Yeah, it was a vile place to be.
Oh, I love it.
And I know, and I hate you for that. But it was like they done these like chocolate pints, which were vile.
Yeah.
And I had like a few whiskeys, so I was drunk. I don't handle alcohol well anyway, and I'm drunk. And I have a sip of this chocolate pint, and immediately I go, and then like a little bit of sick, I was like, onto the bar, and I was like, right, now with seen that good, I'm going to go down the stairs and go into the toilet and be sick.
Yeah.
Ran down, threw up at the top of the stairs, all the way down the stairs, ran down the stairs, just kicked this cubicle door open as my mate is sitting there having a shit. But it was too late in the game, and he just went, no. I just went, and just all over him. And it's like, it's the throwing up in a bar is horrible.
Dude, it's game over.
Because they ask you to leave immediately.
The ultimate party foul.
They ask you to leave immediately, and it's
which is their right.
But to be honest, that's not as bad as leaning into a fart.
No, that would make you throw up.
By the way, is the plumbing in that bathroom good enough for a shit?
I don't think so.
Oh, fuck. I need one.
But, well, it is time to wrap it up anyway.
Yeah,
I don't think
we quick UFC prediction.
I don't think we can get to it, but let's just do it next week, and I'll clip it out early.
Okay, yeah.
I'll put it out beforehand.
Sound. Right,
Cool.
well, that's been this. Then this has been that. Thanks very much for joining us again. It's a pleasure to have you here every week.
Yeah. Thank you. Get involved. Give us a like, subscribe, whatever you want.
Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, submit any stories to the Instagram, because even though we asked for it this week and we don't usually, if everyone gets submitted, if it's good and it's funny, we'll obviously include it.
We can give advice.
Any advice you want from us, hit us up at any point, but we're qualified to do so. Yeah, and that's been us. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you again next week.
Yeah, catch you soon.